You got to cover a lot of ground. She needs you to get out there wearing your Ann Barth buttons everywhere you go, talking about Ann Barth when you're standing in the line at the supermarket, when you're standing outside after church, when you're talking to your friends and your neighbors. We got to get her name out around this state from one end of this district to the other, because she is the person whose moment has arrived. She is a person West Virginia can believe in. She is the kind of leader our Congress desperately needs. So I am pleased to bring to you the next Congresswoman from the 2nd District, Ann Barth.
And let me just recognize, we have our state treasurer here with us today, John Perdue, down in the front. Hi, John. And Natalie Tennant, our wonderful Secretary of State nominee, right there in the back. Thank you, Natalie. Where's Daryl McGraw? I saw him back here. Hello, Judge, running for Attorney General, right there in the back. I see Bobby Hatfield in the House of Delegates, and Bonnie Brown. Who else is here today? Dan Foster was here earlier, too. And our Kenora clerk, Kathy Gadsden. Thank you. I'm so glad all of you came out today. And I also want to thank my parents and my husband, Nick, and my daughters, Sally and Claire, for their incredible support throughout this journey. They have been a rock. And to my good friend, our First Lady, Gail Manchin, thank you for your support, for Governor Manchin's support, and for being here with us today. And Senator Byrd, it's always wonderful when you come by. Thank you. When I'm out on the campaign trail and he's not with me, I want you to know he's always with me in spirit. And I thank you, Senator, for all the opportunities, the insight, and the guidance that you have given to me. And Senator Clinton, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us here today. And thank you for all your efforts to bring change across our great nation and right here to West Virginia's 2nd Congressional District. Welcome back to West Virginia. For so many West Virginians, and women in particular, you are a role model and an inspiration. Yours is an example for all of us to follow, and I look forward to rolling up my sleeves and working hard in Washington to get results for West Virginia. Polls show that 81% of Americans think the country is headed in the wrong direction. And elections are always about keeping the status quo or creating change. George Bush and Shelley Moore Capito represent keeping things the way they are, the status quo. Well, if the financial market meltdown doesn't worry you, then you might be okay with the way things are going in America. And if you or a friend or family member aren't bothered by stagnant wages and a weakening dollar and ballooning mortgage payments, then you're probably okay with the status quo. And if you're not sure just exactly how many homes you own, you're probably okay with the status quo. But if you're among the 81% of Americans who think that the country has gotten off track, who think that Washington only represents Wall Street and not Main Street, and who believe that the American dream is slipping out of reach, then you can vote for change this election. And I want you to know that my campaign is about change. I believe in putting West Virginians first. I don't believe in saying one thing back home and voting another way in Washington. Senator Barth taught me that if you never forget that you work for the people of West Virginia, they will never forget you. We have to get control of our economy and get it working again for people like you and me, the people of Main Street America, not Wall Street. And it's time America turned its attention back to our own needs here at home. We are spending $12 billion each month in Iraq. They are getting new roads, bridges, and schools. Well, right here in West Virginia, we need new roads, bridges, and schools. My campaign is about putting the people of West Virginia first. Now, my opponent takes money from giant financial firms like Washington Mutual, Citigroup, and Countrywide Financial, while banks are foreclosing on homes and parents can't take out loans to send their children to college. Mrs. Capito takes money from giant oil companies like ExxonMobil, while average people struggle to pay for a tank of gasoline and make ends meet. My campaign will not take money from big oil companies. I am not running for Congress so I can go to Washington and represent Wall Street and giant oil companies. I'm going to Washington to stand up and get things done for people like your family and my family and all of West Virginia. I grew up in a minister's home. We were not wealthy. Every dollar mattered. I attended public schools, and I was raised in a tradition of public service at home. I understand the hardships that West Virginians are facing in this economy, and I've worked on issues like these for over 20 years alongside my mentor, Robert Byrd, Jay Rockefeller, Alan Mollahan, and Nick Rahal. And Senator Clinton, I look forward to working with you to help our fellow Americans. If you believe it's time for peace and time for prosperity and time for change, then I am asking for your vote. Make sure and get out and vote early. Early voting starts next Wednesday, October 15th, and you can vote at your county courthouse. But if you can't vote early, vote on Election Day, November 4th. It's as easy as ABC and Barth for Congress.